Is it over? Am I done collecting comics?
Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review.
What is going on YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and I want to thank you guys for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today we have something a little bit somber to talk about, but before I get into it, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button. Once we get to 7,000 subs, I'm giving away a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 16 to one lucky subscriber, and of course, an Amazing Fantasy 15 art print is also going to go to one lucky subscriber as well. Also for me guys, hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. I want to grow this channel as much as I can over the next year, hopefully getting to 10,000 by the end of this year, but we'll see what happens. With that said, I asked the question beginning this video, am I done collecting comics? And the short answer is this.
It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!
But with that said, guys, when I have the kind of money invested in my collection I already have, you kind of tend to not want to spend any more money. At least that's my thought right now. I was happy about 2 years ago. I sold off a bunch of books. I was also happy that I traded a bunch of books for one bigger book because it allowed me to consolidate some of my stuff. Now, you've seen me pick up some books recently, and I automatically thought to myself, you know, why am I still buying certain books here and there? It's because you got great deals. So am I done collecting? Yes and no. If I find incredible deals still, I will say this, I will pick up books in order to try to pass them out to other people in the community if they're interested, try to make a few bucks here or there. So that is my plan. But I still get that urge to buy stuff, right? When I'm on live sales and I see a deal, I was on a Instagram live sale last night with Newsstand Collector and Jordy over at Marvel Comics, and he had a great copy of Batman number 251, a 5.0 raw copy he was selling for $350, and I almost pulled the trigger, but somebody beat me to it because they knew it was a great deal. When I see stuff like that, it kind of draws me back in to want to buy certain books, especially books that I think are undervalued like that one, but for me, it's really hard to spend money right now because, like I said, what I have invested. So with that said, longer term, I plan to keep a lot of my bigger keys, like my Batman 1, my AF-15, some of my signed stuff that I really love to have in my collection. But I wanted to talk a little about, you know, why we get into these things to begin with. For me, it was the nostalgia factor. Of course, the MCU brought along some of that nostalgia factor, seeing some of these characters brought to life that you remember reading as a kid that you followed, you know, throughout your entire life. That was part of it. And now I think some of the MCU movies have died down. My willingness to buy has gone down. Doesn't mean I won't go out and do it. Like I said before, if I could find a deal on something, I'm always ready to pull the trigger if I have the cash. But trading is also still a possibility for me. I don't have the volume of books I used to have, but if I could somehow package some of these books I do have for a better book or a more desirable book, I will still do that. But me going to cons like I used to all the time, searching through bins, even looking at wall books, I tend to kind of shy away right now because I'm not really looking to buy anything. I just look at prices right now. So when I'm looking at a wall, I'm looking at think, wow, that's really underpriced for that book. Maybe I ought to pick it up and try to pass it along, make a little cash, or pass it along to a community member who also I know may want that book. So that's where my head is at right now. I thought this would be an interesting video to kind of talk about this stuff because how many people out there in the community are feeling the same things that I am right now? I really want to hear from everybody out there. Drop the comments down below because are you kind of burnt out? Have you spent quite a bit of money on collectibles and you just kind of want to slow down or maybe liquidate some of your books and kind of formulate everything into a few books? I don't know. I want to hear from you guys out there. Like I said, am I still picking up books? I don't know. Here and there, yes. I still find incredible deals, so I try to buy raw books when I can. I'm not grading anything at the moment. I just don't really want to spend any more money. I'm hoping that the MCU ramps back up and people are out there still looking for books, looking to buy bigger keys, even medium-sized keys. I don't really enjoy the speculation of the comic stuff that goes on when these movies come out. I will say that. I don't really enjoy that stuff, but I like seeing characters brought to life. Like I love seeing new iterations of Spider-Man. I love seeing new iterations of Batman. Of course, we got to see Iron Man for the first time, and that was something special. We had never gotten that before. Same with Captain America, right? But stuff like that is what really drives this hobby, and it just drives people coming into the hobby that aren't in it already. For me, coming back into this thing around 2017, the MCU was part of it. The MCU was going on, a lot earlier than that. So, it is what it is. Everybody was talking about it. I got to meet a lot of great people in this community, and we'll continue with this channel regardless. This is a collectibles channel, not just a comic book channel. So we'll review some stuff. We'll go on some hunts. We'll take a look at some LCSs. There'll be a million other things that we do here on this channel. We might not always talk about comic books or prices, stuff like that, but I think it's something that needed to be addressed right now because there is a lot of burnout going on in our community. So I want that to be known out there. This doesn't mean you shouldn't buy books, guys. It means I want you guys to be careful on what you're doing. Don't overspend where you think that you have to overcompensate for what you're doing in your life. Don't feel that you have to keep collecting because I know that urge is there when it's like, oh, I haven't gotten anything in a while. I really should go out and get something. Don't listen to that voice in your head. If you want a book, go get a book. If you don't want a book, don't buy anything because you will instantly regret it, okay? Like I said, I thought this was an important video, at least just to bring up here on the channel, because I think there are more people out there than we all know who are going through the same things that I'm going through right now. But either way, I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments if you're feeling the same way, or if there's anything that you're looking for or not looking for, anything at all. I want to hear from you guys. With that said, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.